He's a legend in this matchup. Look at this. 73% is one of the most outstanding win rates of any player in any matchup. I think 1-0 comes close in some matchups, especially against Night Elf. But 73%, he is and was a monster since his career. That's why he beat Moon so many times. Since it's not Moon's best matchup, the Night Elf Mirror, but Remind. Always one step ahead when it comes to Bear Mirrors or whatever there is in Night Elf Mirror that they play. Live on the other side, okay, 50%. But against Remind, yeah, you see it, very one-sided. And I looked it up on warcraft3.info, a great homepage, by the way, that you should definitely bookmark, since there is a lot of statistics and interviews and articles about Warcraft 3 and the competitive scene. What I saw there is the past 5 series all went to Remind. So Live has not won a single series since October 2016. It was 2-0 in the GCS Fall qualifier, 2-1 in the NWL King of Kings Season 2, 3-0 in the Africa TV Warcraft League in the quarterfinal, 2-0 in GCS Summer qualifier, and later on another 2-1 of Remind over Live. So this is 9 months, no, 8.5 months that Live was not able to beat Remind. Will this change today? We're about to see as the game is live. We are on Terrana's stand. And fuck, who is who? Is Remind streaming? Damn! Okay, I need your knowledge of Chinese account names. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue here now. Do you guys know? Remind is red. Okay, so Life is red, and I can't see Remind's nickname. I don't want to type here because it's national television. Yeah, Life is red, Remind is blue because I can't see Korean.
A player's forces are under attack.
So I gotta swap this. Boom. Now we're set. Life in the upper left with the Chinese signs. Of course, they go for a Demon Hunter first. And as we are on Terrana stand, this is a very interesting map for Night Elf Mirror, I think, because both creep the natural, fairly easy, of course, with Lightning Shield and Engine of War. That's always good. Boots of Kel'Thalas for life. And then they try to expand here fairly quickly. And most of the time, one player is able to kick the other's expansion. And we do have a big advantage for Life so far. Boots of Kel'Thalas give him 6 additional damage, plus attack speed, plus armor. So that's the way better drop than just the Devotion Aura, especially in the early game. It might be useful later for the bear fights to have 1 additional armor point. It's a very small difference, but it makes a difference. And especially in bear mirrors, everything counts. Like the tiniest advantage. Works. So, Demon Hunter level 2.5. Mental of Intelligence here for Life. Expansion for Life as well. So he's the one expanding. Remind must be aware. Or counter expand. But he's preferring his tech. Which is of course now that the expansion is coming a lot faster. So they both go into this game with different approaches. But you see, that Remind is aware. As he bought the Staff of Teleportation, do we see it from Life as well? No. But he got a Claw. So plus 12 damage already. So I think Remind's plan is to move that Wisp over to the Expo and try to cancel it. But this far, he's not close enough. And of course we always have to... Oh, there we go. Oh, he's not moving over the Wisp, he's just walking there. And builds a shop. Interesting. 4 archers. And the 5th one is Remind going talents or range. Looks like it. Usually the magic number is 4. But what can you do against a Demon Hunter like this with plus 12? He's just trying to fire out the damage. I think the mana burn is not really necessary. Oh, he's blocked. He doesn't attack. He forces the town portal. Nice defense by Life.
The town is under siege.
So, Remind didn't do too much. His tree has to be cancelled as well. It's more. It's 6 archers. He's doing something with range. It's not bears from his side. It's a big push on tier 2. And I wonder, it must be a Naga. It is a Naga. Remind will not take this into the late game. He wants to end this now. But Live on the other side, 6 archers as well. Might be able to defend this. Also, no Hunter's Hall on both sides. This is gonna be a fun mass range game, ladies and gentlemen. Level 3 on both sides, but look at the right clicks. It's unbelievable. He does have boots already, so chasing the Naga is so easy for him. No items, no slowing down, and the Naga falls. Life is playing out of his mind so far. Does all the right things. Did lose an archer, if I saw this correctly. But, you know, trading archers for a hero, always worth it. And the expansion's up and running, so it's not gonna get easier for Remind. His tech is done. So there's a Naga for life now as well, and he's chasing the second hero. There's no TP on him. He used that to kill the expansion, and this game is disastrous for the old school Night Elf. And now the Shredder is coming in. Town Portal falls, and the Demon Hunter falls against the Naga, and Remind calls for the GG. That was a quick one, as it oftentimes is on TS, but I think many people expected a clean sweep by Remind, and now the underdog is up 1-0. Well, we get a few new subs in here. Near Horizon just upgraded my subscription for the best channel on Twitch because he just went for tier 2. Thank you so much, man. That's really, really cool for the 2nd month. And Dr. Dill Doda, 8 months already. Love the streams. Warcraft 3 forever. GG. Indeed a GG. And yeah, not going for an expansion. Interesting thing for Remind to do. Usually both players always go for that second for the second gold mine. He decided that it would be better to harass and focus on a hard tier 2 tech, but both things failed so hard. Of course, the items for life were really lucky. Gotta admit that. But yeah, his plan just worked. Almost flawlessly. So he's up 1-0 now. Thank you, Sin Rashi, for the Amazon Prime sub. Hope you all will enjoy your replay packs you get into your Twitch inbox with a Back to Warcraft subscription. Chat is pretty cool today. Thank you very much. More than 1,400 people tuned in today already. And we're waiting for Remind. Maybe he is watching the replay. Okay, now he's there. Yes, everything in NSL is best of 5. As far as I know. And I think the Offline matches are best of 7. Can you tell us a little about the replay packs we get for subbing? You get replay packs when you sub. Like basically all the games we cast, you get as a replay. So you can watch it with your own camera, since I tend to miss things sometimes. So, surprise, surprise! The 19-year-old Chinese is up. And just needs 2 more maps. Next map is Turtle Rock. And we do have opposite positions again. As they both spawn on the same lane. And Turtle Rock is a map where you can play mass Engine of War archers. A very, very nice tactic, I think. And yeah, the replay packs go straight in your Twitch inbox because I sent them out via Twitch message. So, both go for the same build, same positioning, Engine of War here. Actually, it's not the same positioning since Life is on the left side, but he can move across the river, so it's no problem. Or whatever he wants to do. But I don't think they will go here with the Engine of War. They will just prepare this creep spot. And Remind has to come back, and I wonder what he's doing. Demon Hunter first, no bottom, no Keeper first, but that would be very extraordinary. Very extraordinary tactic. So will Remind find its way into the series? Is he thrown off by that first game that he lost in 6 minutes 30? Or was it just a fluke? And the master of this matchup dominates from now on, which is what we all expect. Heroes out, creeping starts. Mantle of Intelligence here. And Mantle of Intelligence here, so he doesn't start with slippers or anything. That's good. Pulling more creeps, but not for Remind. He goes in for the harass without additional items. No circlet, no nothing. He wants to disturb Life's creeping, as it seems. But with just 1 archer, not really possible. T2 tech started. Life will be quite a bit slow. Okay, he cancelled the second wisp. So almost at the same time, those 2 techs. And again, we have to count the archers. If it's more than 4, a player is going for range. If it's 4, it's gonna be bears. You can play both here. But as I said, I would love to see Engine of War archers. It's rare, but it's fun. Little skirmishes here. Of course, you don't want to lose your archers early on and fall back in the archer race. We do have 4 on Life side. Remind with the 3rd only. And it's 5 archers by Life. And Remind is building more as well. Is this what I am so much hoping for? I think it is. It's not bears. No Huntress Hall. Oh, little trick. And they both go for Huntress Halls. Okay, Risky creep by Remind. But he's able to run away. Got the parry up, which is nice. And he got the Watcher Watch, which is way more important. The ward between the two bases is key. But that's interesting. They both go for a lot of archers. Still build a Huntress Hall. Maybe it was because of the skirmish that they wanted a little more security. And here's the Naga. Life wanted the Naga as well, I think. Or is he going for a keeper? No, he's not. And Remind again coming in with mass pressure. Reveal being used and the first archer dies. First blood for the Korean, who wants to strike back for the annihilation on map 1. Second archer dead. That's a good one. And that's how you see it's a perfect example of the damage boost of the explosion that you get with Naga on tier 2. This is Naga pick at its best. Trying to get the hero now, but there's Moon Juice. Oh, Life is in trouble here. Not too much Moon Juice anymore, but he saves himself. Oh, has the time to drop the circlet even. And now the Naga is in trouble. Where's he moving? With the counter Naga by Life. Can he get the kill? It's so close, and he saves the Demon Hunter with 8 HP. Yeah, key unit Naga. But big losses on Life's side. How does he want to catch up with that? 4 archers on Remind's side, and now Bears. Immediately attacking to tier 3. Reju upgrade is coming, and then it's gonna be Bears. Tier 3 is delayed by Life. Double Engine of Lore took its toll. And of course the losses he suffered. But that was close. Like, if the Demon Hunter gets a max damage roll, then Remind's first hero is dead and is out on the game for a minute. Big healing potion on the first spot on the back of the turtle. On the other side we see something that has been sold already. Staff time? Not yet. Oh, there it is. Life has a staff.
A player's forces are under attack.
Remind not. So does he have a shop yet? He's building it, right? Yeah, okay. But yeah, at this very stage, at the creeping phase of the game, you don't really need your staff, as rejuvenation is coming in, and yeah. Both players go for red spots, and that's where the interesting things start. Life could get a Vamp Aura. Remind could get a Kodo Aura. Those would be the 2 best drops, I think.
Forces are under attack.
But it takes some time. It's not that easy to creep. Splits the focus now, and now, yeah, things are done. And Robe of the Magi. Okay, plus 6 damage on the Naga and a little more Fork Lightning, but Hood of Cunning. Okay, both items definitely tier 2 items. So tier 3 from Life, 3/4. Remind is done already. Master upgrade is lining up. So he will have Master Bears in 20 seconds.
A player's forces are under attack.
Remind is getting ready to creep more. And Life doesn't have his Engine of War anymore, so creeping is definitely harder for him as Remind clears the rest of this spot now. Naga not level 3 yet. We see the same on the other side. Scroll of the Beast, of course, in this matchup, absolutely useless. And it looks like the first big push, which is great because Master upgrade for Life has only started now. While the one of Remind is ready and he's coming in.
Under siege.
Life needs to buy some time. Losing HP already, but Reju is there. So is the spell from the Dryads. We see it here. Keeps on running away. 3 bears on the Chinese side, 3 bears on the Korean side. Can he tear it down before Master finishes? Ah no, siege bears, and if he only knew. Would have been super close though. And now Life has Master Bears as well, but they are hurt. They took hits and they have to be staffed out. Life is separated from his own base as reinforcements stream in from Remind.
Players' forces are under attack.
Might be able to get that bear for free, but this Engine of Lore will fall very soon. Fork Lightning rattling through, hits arches though, it's not ideal. But Remind is losing the bear, so does Life. 47, oh, the Demon Hunter. What's Life doing? What's Life doing? Life is losing his Demon Hunter. Staff was on cooldown. TP on the ground. Nobody picks it up. And Remind stole it. Naga is in deep shit. And he gets the revenge for the loss on map 1. And things are equal now as on map 1, Life killed Remind. On map 2, it was the other way around. So if things go normal and there is a bear fight, you see that Remind is way above. Way above. But yeah, things didn't go that well for Life in this game. The first encounter already, he lost. And Remind got the shop creep, got the ward, got 2 archers. That was nice. So, Remind is back in this series. Thank you, Sinrashi, for the sub, and Chop Suey as well for 3 months already. That's nice. So, read more ticker. Rock. We're down to a best of 3. And so far, both games were very, very quick. At the moment, I'm not invited. As I said before, Remind unbeaten against Life for 6 series. Next map is TM. It would be a huge surprise if Life wins this today. Thank you, Bolle, for the sub. Seems to be a good day for subbing. You look fly as fuck today. Aww. I might get older tomorrow, but, you know, still doing my best to look as sharp as possible for you. So, who are we waiting for here now? Both players are ready. I'm ready. GG, have fun. I'm waiting for Remind. No. All there. Should start in a split second. I know it now. The Chinese characters is Life. The Korean characters is Remind, which is pretty obvious. I just, yeah, didn't know that. I think Remind speaks Chinese, as far as I know. So he could have gone for a Chinese nickname as well, so I wasn't sure. Again, Life in red, Remind in blue. Twisted Meadows calling. And this is, yeah, this is Bear Town. It's very rare that we see something else than bears. So I don't expect anything else but bears. But the items, they can make a big difference here. Thank you, Magmas. Everybody wants those sweet NSL replays, right? Can understand that. This is the last series for today, but since it's both best of 5s, it's still a lot of content. Tomorrow we will stream NSL as well. This time it's gonna be Group B with Lucifer versus Colorful, the upcoming Night Elf Superstar from China, and Infi versus 120. And that is the game in the first round that I'm looking forward to the most, next to Czech versus TH next week. And yeah, of course we will cover it as well. It's going to be every Wednesday, every Thursday, 12 CEST until August.
A player's forces are under attack.
What is it? I have to look it up. August 31st. So half of July since it started today, and the entire month of August we will be here every Wednesday and every Thursday. And I hope you will be there too. So, what happened in the match? Not too far, as the heroes didn't drop out yet. Here we go. Demon Hunter and Demon Hunter, no surprise on these sides. I hope the resources are correct this time. Very hard to say, actually, at the moment. As they are creeping. But I think they're not. So I swapped them. Boom. Now they are.
The player's forces are under attack.
So Remind was a little lucky with the starting position, as he started right in front of a mercenary camp and got the big mana, which is in this matchup not very good. He will sell it. Life has to eat through the forest. Cleared this orange spot already, but Remind knows about it. But it's a little too late to get the rock golem. We do have a shadow priest on that side as well, so healing and the spell available. And this is the biggest bouncer that you can get. I don't want to go into a club where this guy tells or does the door. Remind does have shadow priest support as well and gets rid of the Engine of War. That's of course nice. Again,
Player's forces are under attack.
Life's creeping is crippled, and Remind causing for more distraction with the Engine of War here. Right in the base. So there's at the moment nothing that he can do about it. Maybe, yeah, except going back into the base, because that's not really what you want. Boots on Life. He can't chase the Demon Hunter now. Will this result in an early town portal? It is level 2.5. The archer can't block. And Life says, no, I don't chase your hero. I chase your Shadow Priest. And that was very successfully so. But Remind had the same idea. Both players not sparing the violence here. Very early first bloods. But now the Engine of War is ready. And attacks the Moonwell, of course. If he kills it, that would be so huge, but it's just distraction. It costs resources to repair that one. So that's fine. Hunter's Hall on Remind's side. No Hunter's Hall on Life's side. But I can't imagine him going for talents here. I just can't. Circlet and Slippers. Items were sold. Except, yeah, the potion is still up, but Remind didn't go to the shop just yet. Hunter's Hall lines up. And here it is. Whoa, that's late. At least a little bit. Boots now on Remind's side as well, so he can run away from his opponent's Demon Hunter. They're both positioning each other around the tavern to get access to the Naga. Keeper of the Grove is pretty good on this map though. Level 3 for Life, and the Berserker. 2 Berserkers actually. He stole the second one as well. So the Dryads that are mostly built first will have a hard time, but Remind's doing a good job. That is a big investment into this Berserker. Can he save himself into this little passage here? No, he can't. Well, that's a nice exit for the Demon Hunter now, and says bye bye. I did what I wanted to do. And he continuously has to repair. It is the Keeper of the Grove for Life. So both players are going for bears, but we do have deviation there. Creeping, this is of course risky, but that is exactly why you shouldn't lose your Engine of War early on. So you can do creeps like that. Oh, Life is aware! And he's trying. A few lasted, but that was a miss. Wouldn't have caused the kill, but that was freaking close. Berserker is now in charge of this engine of war. But good awareness of Life to go to that spot
A player's forces are
and not
under
letting
attack.
Remind creep that. He got level 3 though, so both are on the same footing now. As the Keeper of the Grove joins the fray. On both sides, we don't see a Naga, unfortunately, but yeah. Keeper, high level Keeper is so strong. Somehow, since I said it, I manifested in my head that we had a Naga already. Sorry about the misinformation. Whisper scouting this, sees the double engine of lore, sees the tier 3 tech.
A player's
which is
forces are under attack.
only starting now. This is 1/3 of a tech. That's half a minute, right? Life is always a little late in everything. Not only for professional Warcraft that he started with 18 years of age. Or 17? I'm not so sure. But yeah. He's a very, very, very talented kid. On the other side, 30-year-old Remind, who has seen it all, who has won it all, and knows every trick in the book. But maybe the reactions of the young one will help him in the fights. We haven't seen that one 50-50 bear fight yet.
A player's forces
But usually
are under
Remind is a
attack.
master there as well, so let's see. Shop creep, and that's becoming dangerously as we do have Entangle on both sides. No steal, Life gets it. Boots of Kel'Thalas again, the item that carried him to victory on map number 1 on Terranas. And Remind is losing that Dryad here. As I said, they will have a hard time, but he gets the second kill as well. Second hero under attack, but he revenges himself with an Entangle, but that's the second one, and he will lose that Keeper. Oh, Life. And since he bought boots, he can run away. There's a Dryad that can slow, but there is an... Oh, there's no Entangle, actually. So can he kill the Keeper? There's no boots on him. There's no slow as well. There's the boots now. One more hit! The Dryad is closing in, but the micro of Remind. He knew exactly that it would be enough. And there's Riju saving the Demon Hunter. Well executed. Of course there's a... Oh. Is it time? Oh boy. Heal potion on both heroes. Oh no, that was Moon Juice. The other was a potion. And now it's the other way around with the Dryad here. Oh, but Riju is so important to have that now. Entangle was... Okay, was not ready though. Life. What can you do? Tier 3 is done. So are master trainings? No, just adept on Life's side. See, it doesn't add up that well. And again, Remind has this timing window where he has master and his opponent not. What's he doing with this timing window? Creeping? I don't think he should attack with HP bars like that. Plus 11. That's something that Remind doesn't have.
A player's forces are under attack.
There's no big disable. Yeah, there's Entangle, but that doesn't last that long. Finishes up this one. And of course, the longer the game goes, the more important is the level of the Keeper of the Grove. Thanks to Thorn's Aura, this Ruined Races will be sold, and I don't really get what this creep route of Life is. Just finishing up this shop without getting an item there, I think that was misused time. Three bears, 4 and 5 are coming. No upgrades yet. On the other side, we do see Devotion Aura. As I said, you can keep it, but it's just 1 point of armor, so
Player's forces are under attack.
half a protection scroll. But if you keep the Devotion Aura and then not going for protection scrolls in the later fights, you save a lot of gold, so I don't know if he thinks long-term or not. We'll see. Creep check now. Short-term plan. Ring of Regeneration for the Demon Hunter close to level 4. But nice entangle on that Dried Staff out though. And a Town Portal out. He doesn't feel comfortable with the creeps in his back. So Life with a good move here, buying some time for himself. Whisper scouting. Are there hidden expansions somewhere? Hidden buildings that I'm not aware of? Mark of the Claw upgrade with 40 food, interestingly. Remind up at 48. 2 more bears and a Zeppelin. Zeppelin, Micro, and Bear Mirror, always fascinating. But we do see the same. Something that Loliot made so popular. And Remind has no idea. Is this the next town portal? Does he have a town portal? No. Remind is in trouble. Remind is in deep, deep trouble. He has more bears, and this is becoming a base race now. Mark of the Claw being used, he's immediately going for the Entangled Gold Mine, and he kicks it in no time. What's the next target? Engine of Lore or Tree of Eternity? On the other side, he's going for the tree right away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bears with Raw as well. Repair not really possible, but Life has a town portal. Did not kick the tree, but got rid of the Entangled Gold Mine. Now we have a bear fight. Is the damage of Remind enough, or will he lose his bears? One is almost down, second one is entangled. Look at all the wisps here. And now Remind got a town portal, got out, and both trees are still available. And still healthy. 4,900 here. 5,000. Okay, it was a 100 gold difference till now. Still taking some time. I don't think any wisp died in this, so we don't have to calculate that in. But yeah, once the wisps are back in, I will compare it again. All 5, of course. To see how effective this go was. Now they are. And 500 gold. Definitely worth it, I'd say. Since they both traded town portals and both had a Zeppelin. This boy, plus 16, without Roar. Do we have a level 3 keeper already? No, but Remind is close. Both are close, actually. Some bears are streaming in only now, so the fighting position for Life is not that great. Both have Roar, so important. The Zeppelin is hanging over his head. Remind some problems on his Demon Hunter, but there is a Scroll of Healing, and that might save him the game, as Life has none of that. But the Concave is so nice, not spreading the damage on more bears, but attacking one with 2 at the same time. That's nice. And this Demon Hunter again under pressure. Looks like Remind is losing this, man. This Demon Hunter is so close. And there's only 1 Moonrail remaining. Remind is losing all his bears. What happened here? The Concave was key. And now he just walks away like nothing has happened. And Life taking the second map so surprisingly. And he's 1 step away from the winner bracket final in Group A. 500 gold. 1 additional bear. Better Concave. That was not Remind's best position to fight in. I just saw it a little later. That Life had 2 bears attacking 1 bear of Remind. Then you get rid of them. And then, of course, it's a downward spiral. And the 4th game is AZ. So if you like the Zeppelin drop, I'm pretty sure this will happen again. Okay, live is taking a toilet break, so we can answer some questions here. $1,200 viewers on the stream. Thank you very much for tuning in on the first day of NSL. Tomorrow we will be back with Group B, Lucifer versus Colorful, and Infi versus 120. When does the patch come? I don't know. They are pretty busy with StarCraft Remastered, so I think after StarCraft is out. When are you uploading the videos to YouTube? Right after the cast. I have to cut them, and since they are full HD 60 FPS, it's gonna take some time, but I think this evening they will be on YouTube. Thank you, MrGN195, for 5 months of subbing. Woo, so many subs today, man. Thank you all. My top Warcraft players of all time, like sympathy-wise? Ooh, that's hard to say. Mad Frog. Mad Frog is a clear number 1. Mad Frog, Lawliot, Hasuops, I think. Yeah, Mad Frog, Lawlight, Hasuops, I think is a good top 3 for me. What was the first game you ever casted? Hasuops versus Insolence EPS in 2008. Yeah, it was a Tuesday, 19 CEST, and Hasuops won, I guess. So, map number 4. It is match points for life. Can he cause the major upset? I think it's already a surprise that Moon won against WFZ, but that is discussion. That is questionable. It's just my opinion. But Remind was a major favorite in this game, in this series. So let's see. Thanks, Strats. So, Life in red upper right, Remind blue lower left. This is the map where we see the most Zeppelin drops, like we just saw on Twisted, because Laboratory is so easy to access. And since this map is so small, you can easily rush your opponent with that Zeppelin and Bears before he's really aware. And I think for Remind, it would be absolutely disastrous to lose this, because his matchup versus Undead is horrendous. So, if he loses this, he will face WFZ, and most likely WFZ will wreck him. If he wins this, he's up against Moon. Remind's mirror is usually amazing, and Moon's mirror is not that great, so he's the big favorite in the match against Moon. So you see how important this is for Remind right now.
A player's forces are under attack. player's forces are under attack.
Again, resources swapped.
A town is under siege.
Here we go. Ring and Mantle for the Demon Hunter is probably the worst you can get. Circlet and Mantle is a little better. Especially the Circlet. Both with very standard creep routes here. No surprise on AZ to go for the Berserker afterwards for the item. Okay, there's still just two little wizards. And again, Remind is faster and everything. Another gauntlet, so he's not blessed with items today. But the second Mantle of Intelligence is also not that great, except he picks the Naga second. Then it's +6 damage, that's fine. Well, same for the Keeper, but the damage of a Keeper is not that important compared to a Naga, which is a big damage dealer, as I said. So, comparing tags, again, Remind is faster. Shouldn't the young one be faster with his fingers? And the old one a little slower? It's the other way around here. And he's pulling the creeps, gets distracted by that wisp. But this... Oh, okay, he's going for the creep. For the Renegade, of course, one of two chances to get the Vamp Aura, which wins you bear fights, or makes bear fights so much easier. Boots of Kel'Thuzad, found him twice. Flute of Accuracy, meh. But the Berserker, so he doesn't need a fourth Archer. That's nice. Remind on the other side. Oh, Wind of Illusion. Key item in Night Elf Mirror. Usually this item is just used for scouting, and he uses it for scouting. Late game, this is a game-winning item as well, because illusions tank so much damage from bears. But we do have 5 archers and the Berserker. That is a lot of piercing damage. Does he want to go range since he has the flute now? Yeah, no Hunter's Hall. Ballsy move by Life, if that's the case. Hunter's Hall by Remind. If he didn't forget about the Hunter's Hall or is switching tactics again. No, it's Archers. It's range. The flute and a range strategy. That is perfect. Usually Bear Mirror on AZ is set in stone. This might be a surprise. Until now, since he scouts the base. But where are the lores? The Ancient of Wind. Keeper of the Grove. Oh boy. That's a bad hero choice by Remind. The Entangle is good, yeah. But the Thorns Aura doesn't do anything at all. Frost Arrow applied. He keeps on producing this Keeper. Shredder on Remind's side. That is, of course, a way to defend this. But look at the damage he takes already. Demon Hunter low. Might catch an Entangle and forces the Town Portal here. Yep, Entangle is there. TP out, but Remind is forced into a TP in his own base to save his first hero. That was a loss that he didn't calculate in. But still I question, where's the Ancient of Wind? Oh boy. I was expecting Remind to go for dual Shredder again. He likes that on this map. But maybe that's mostly against humans. And Life plays mass archers and pulls 3 wisps. What's he building? Must be Engines of War, but will he have the time? I mean, Remind is right there. He does have the time because it's only 1 lore and just a few archers. Wisps are hiding here. Maybe they're just for the detonate. Mass archers, look at the damage on the Demon Hunter again. But Naga's in trouble. No potion on her. And no TP and no staff. What the hell is Life doing? Nice save. He's going for the Demon Hunter again. Staffs him out. What a save. Life is losing the Berserker. But the hero is so low. He doesn't care about the Shredder. I think that's a big mistake. Naga is back and the Shredder falls. Okay, finally he dealt with them. But he lost a lot of archers. Look at the corpus on the ground. This time there's a potion on Remind's side. Oh boy. I don't think this push is going to work. Trying to go for the keeper. Naga has a potion now. This is on a game on a knife's edge. If Remind loses his heroes, it's all done. And he's down to the lower bracket. He's trying to drink as much moon juice as possible. It's daytime, so it's not regenerating. He gets the Keeper of the Grove. Potion on the Demon Hunter. Can he somehow save him? No! Trades the first hero against the second hero. And Remind seems to be safe for now. Level 3 against level 1. Of course, there's no question who won that trade. There is an Engine of Wind now. Oh my god. A beautiful strategy, but it's falling apart. Demon Hunter's back from the tavern. Keeper of the Grove is still not there. The first druids are coming. And more archers, of course, from the main base. Naga! Holy shit. Is this close? It doesn't get much closer than this is right now. He's diving in deep, but the Tree of Eternity is doing major damage. How many talents can he produce? They are coming. Fury Fire and this Demon Hunter. He's going for the wells, since there's moon juice in it. Kills another archer. Level 3.5. Not level 2 yet. Level 4 for Remind. Tells you how many archers he killed there. And he has to get out. He has to get out. And he needs another potion. Keeper is back. One lower bears. We are the reinforcements, man. Life's clock is ticking. Uses a potion before the fight. He has no dispel except the wisps. Oh, they're not here anymore. But the positioning of Remind so far, hiding behind the Moonwells, is really good. And this big hometown advantage is paying off so far. But for how long? The bear is about to drop. He doesn't get rid of it. Well, the Demon Hunter of Remind, though, has a potion. And he was not aware, I think. Putting too much pressure, positioning himself too aggressively. Calls for the GG. And in the second series of today, we go the full distance again. That was not well thought out, I guess. Timing for that push was a little off. It was... wait a second. It was the wrong timing. I think if he masses, or like get 3 to 4 talents before and then start to push, or just leave after you crippled the economy a bit, or the production, because this was only one lore. Hard to say. So, again, 2-2. What a way to start NSL. And Remind is still in it. He was your favorite, as you can see here. 60 or 58% voting for Remind. I'm really surprised that so many of you voted for Live. Maybe it's just sympathy, because there's actually no real reason to vote for Live in this. And the game is up on Last Refuge. That will determine the outcome of today. That will determine the opponent of Moon, who beat WFZ 3-2 in the first series of today that started at 12. And a little round of applause for the organization so far. There is nothing... Okay, I could wish for knowing the vetoes prior to the matches, but apart from that, everything is awesome. The players have to choose red and blue. Everything is in time. One match after another. Breaks are being called, so I know what's going on. The guy who's organizing this is called Jeffrey, so... Jeffrey, your first day was fucking great. So that means that Echo Owls is banned and Ancient Owls. And we're waiting for Remind, who always takes a little more time than his opponent. And nice to see so many German people commenting on Read More. For us, it's really hard to find guys who want to ticker matches, especially set up coverages and games. And for me, it's really annoying to ticker in between casting. So if you're German and want to help out readmore.de, if you're watching the games anyway, feel free to contact me. We will give you rights to ticker and headlines. So, because still, in the entire Western Warcraft world, readmore.de is generating the most clicks for Warcraft news. So that's pretty crazy. Game starts. 2-2. One last map. Last refuge. Boom. There we are. It is Life in the bottom left, Remind in the upper right. This map is the best for one guy going Bears, one guy going Talons. And not the version we saw on Amazonia, but the standard version where we see Mountain Giants. And I really hope we will do that. We will see that. And now, I think it's a state in this series where experience comes into play. Remind has been around for 13 years now. 2016 marked the breakthrough of Life, who was super shy and in finals always very nervous. So he's not that used to situations like this. And that can be a big factor, even if it's online. And you're playing in your environment at home. Most likely still living with his parents' life with 19 years. Both go for the shop, for the consumable. Thank you, Lynx, but this one map I can ticker myself. And thank you for updating Liquipedia, stranger, since I don't know who did it. But yeah, final match of the day. And again, it's Demon Hunter Wars.
Are under attack.
Pretty sure the resources are right this time. Yes, they are. Okay, what are the items? Big healing for life, that's good. Ah, Scroll the Beast, you know it. Underwhelming. Nobody lost his Engine of War. they're still pretty healthy and being repaired. Remind saving some resources by sending the Wisps back early. Could be punished, since he's about to die. But not against that. Level 2 for him. Circlet being bought. Same for life. But the heal potion is, of course, very, very nice to have. Again, Remind is faster in tech. But this time, just a slightly bit. So, 1 Archer's more in production on both sides.
Forces are under attack.
Of course, there's always a possibility for both players to go talents. Then it's cool to see a Dark Ranger or Tinker. Claws of Attack. On the other side, Gloves of Haste. So for once, Remind got the better item. And again, we're counting archers. And look out for Huntress Halls. So far, I don't see one. But it's too early for that anyway.
Players' forces are under attack.
Level 3 on both sides. Oh no! Remind is quite far away since he didn't creep that one. But he catches up with this, and this is the way better item. Can cover so much ground with those wards. Yeah, so Hunter's Hall for Remind. I did expect that. The question is,
Players' forces are under
will
attack.
this boy follow it up? He's not caring about this Hunter's Hall. He could finish it, I think, with the Demon Hunter and delay the lures. But he doesn't think about it. He's just bloodthirsty, trying to knock down archers. Now it's too late. I think he could have gotten it in production. But he has the upper hand in this fight. Kills an archer here. No real way for Remind. But his Demon Hunter is losing quite a bit of damage as well. So the siege continues.
A town is under siege.
This is boots against no boots? No, it's not. So there is officially no Huntress Hall, and we have range versus bears, but let's take an eye on this fight. The big heal potion, of course, helps tremendously, and look at all those archers. How does he want to get back? Except with the town portal, he lets his Demon Hunter die and calls for the GG! The surprise is real! The archer rush overwhelms Remind, and life with unconventional tactics in map 5 after 5 minutes just defeats the Night Elf Mirror Legend Remind. Baffled. I thought, okay, he's pressuring a bit. He gets an archer, okay. Oh, the Demon Hunter is losing quite a bit of HP. Oh, he's trapped. Oh, he's dead. Like, this spiraled out of control extremely quick. Fucking archer rush, man. Star Shape represent. Wow. Remind with a 75% win rate in the last 12 months over Night Elf was defeated by Life. So statistics aren't everything, and this is definitely not the winner bracket final and lower bracket semifinal that I expected in Group A. This is all the other way around, and I will show it to you real quick. What happened today? This happened today. Moon beat WFZ 3-2. Life beat Remind 3-2. So in the winner bracket final, it's Moon versus Life. The winner will advance to the playoffs, and WFZ and Remind have a hard way. As I mentioned before, for Remind, this is by far the worst outcome that he could have thought of. Like, if he faces Moon in the lower bracket, yeah, okay, he's good at Night Elf Mirror. If he wins his match, then he has a second chance. But it's do or die for him now. And it's against Undead, which is by fucking far his worst matchup. So It looks grim for Remind. It looks good for Moon and Life. And there's definitely chances for WFC as well. So that's it for today. 10 maps we've seen, 2 matches, full distance. What can we think? It's like the best thing that could have happened to us. Tomorrow, on my very birthday, we have Group B. Colorful versus Lucifer and 120 versus Infi. You can still bet on those matches via bets.backtowalkcraft.com. This is it, gg.bet. You have a 1.5 for Colorful, 2.4 on Lucifer, 120 with a 1.5, and Infi with 2.3. Interesting odds. Fairly good, I guess. Like, realistic odds we have here. So this is the site to go, bets.backtowalkcraft.com, if you want to spend your money. If you lose your bet, then it's only half as bad because we get a 50% share of your loss. So that's it, and I hope you like NSL so far as much as I do. Every Wednesday, every Thursday, 12 CST, 2 matches, 2 best of 5s. That sounds incredibly promising. The start was good, and it's only getting better from here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This was Back to Warcraft for today. We will be back tomorrow, as I said. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter for updates. Especially the Twitter account has a lot of information that we don't share anywhere else. If you like it and you want to support us, because whenever there's games in or during the week, we have to cut hours in the office, so every single support helps to stream more. Then you can do that via PayPal. You can sub here at Twitch, then you get replay packs and no advertisements anymore, just like Don Trippy did for half a year. So happy half birthday, I guess. We have an Amazon referral link via amazon.backtowalkcraft.com. You can buy our merchandise like this one here. All the important links are right under the stream, and I hope you find something that makes you happy. This was Neo. I will have a great day today. I will cut the VODs. It's gonna be up at YouTube immediately, but there is one thing left to do, and if you're an experienced Back to Warcraft viewer, you know what that is. It is the Donuts Goodbye routine. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow.